Hey WJ, welcome back to another episode of The Change Up. As always, I'm your host, Billie Lieber. Today, I'm joined by Junior Caz Ruhlen, a member of the local band Arrhythmia. Today, we're talking about student bands from their formation to the song creation process and more. Hi Caz.
Hey,
Um, I say we get right into it.
yeah, let's do it.
Caz, what kind of instrument do you play?
I play guitar.
How long have you been playing it?
I've been playing since 7th grade, pretty much.
Um, what made you like go into music just like in general? Like whether that be like guitars, like in general.
Well, music for me is very comforting. It's always been like an outlet for me when I am struggling with you know, any kind of problem. My dad he put me on guitar because I was really struggling in middle school. Middle schools are like the toughest years of your life.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I need something to do. I'm so sad. And my dad was like, here, take this guitar. It was my birthday gift. And all I would do was play my guitar. I was bad at first. I don't care, honestly. I don't care. It meant so much to me at the moment.
Does your dad also play guitar?
Yeah, he plays guitar. He's a musician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he knew what to do for me. He got me this beautiful Squire Tornado model guitar, and I still play it.
After like getting it and learning how to play, what made you be like, yeah, let's try something fun. Let's go be in a band.
Well, I don't know. I never thought I would be in a band, honestly. It's just something that happened. So I met my friends, I met a lot of my friends through music. My friends play in bands, they play local shows. I am in this scene, this genuine nice scene where everyone is just involved in music. And I wasn't sure I would be in a band at first, but I knew it was always something I wanted to do. And I have a lot of friends that go to BCC, and they're very involved. Like it's majority is them, but as well as other high schools. But it's just so wonderful how we all kind of got together and bonded over music. And again, I didn't know I was gonna be in a band. I just enjoyed being nice to people from other schools. Considering we don't have the greatest relationship with BCC, um, I think that the music scene is a great place for bonding. And initially, I was like, this is really cool. I like this a lot. It's just something new, something refreshing for me because I've never been in something like this. And then I met my friends who, we met occasionally, we exchanged over social media. We gradually started talking over time. And at some point I was just asked to play in a band for what I'm in now.
When was the band formed?
So we had our first rehearsal in January. So we're pretty new.
And the group, it's not entirely WJ
No,
students.
no. I'm the only WJ student.
So what schools are your other band members from, and then how did you all meet?
Oh yeah. So I'm the only WJ. The rest of the kids in the band, my friends, they're all BCC kids.
Oh, so did you just meet through
Yeah.
what you mentioned previously?
Previously, through this scene, just bonding, being nice to each other.
What's fun?
Music is fun because it's something I've grown up on. It's something that makes me feel genuinely happy. You know, it's just for me. Everyone has their own passion, and I enjoy music. It is something that is so deeply rooted in my soul from such a young age. I've just been this is really fun. This is crazy because what do you like to do? Theater, right? Yeah. So you guys, music, it's fun. It's new. It's for me it's new because playing in a band is a little bit different. But, it's amazing.
I mean, is it just overall fun about being in a band that it's like this is all what you're bonded together
Yeah.
by?
Yeah. We all have very similar interests and we all we enjoy each other's presence when we play. We're like, yeah, I like this, we have fun together.
How frequently are y'all practicing?
We try to do every week, but sometimes it's like every 2 weeks, and that's fine. We go to like local shows together as well. I can't drive, so I have one of my band member friends drive me because she's very kind. I'm gonna get into the members of the band because they're all genuine and they're all fun people. So fun, genuine, rooted in the soul. But I'm gonna start with my friend Ida. She goes to BCC. She's a senior currently. She plays rhythm guitar, and she's the lead vocalist of Arrhythmia. Going into our second member, we have Sammy. Sammy is the bassist, and he is so chill. I love that guy. Sammy is awesome. He's a bassist, so he kind of carries us. He doesn't carry us. We all carry. But moving on to our drummer, Tonito. Awesome guy. Okay, so Sammy and Tonito, they're both juniors at BCC, and I've known Tonito a little bit longer, so he is a chill guy. He plays drums. He's awesome. And so all these people I've met through the music scene, the high school music scene of the local Maryland shows, various bands we've seen. And my friend Tonito, actually, he's in another band called The Plastic Toys. He's also in another band called Gorf. It is, they're awesome. It's more than the name. They're awesome. Plastic Toys Glaze, because they are awesome, again. But he's a drummer for the Plastic Toys. I think he's the frontman of Gorf. Gorf is very cool. But yeah, they're kind of, they're so cool.
Have you done any concerts yet as a group?
Yeah. Yeah, we have. Recently we had a surprise set. We are friends with this band. We're kind of new friends with this band called Luna, but they're all cool people. My pals Luis and Ali, they are in this band Luna, and so their bassist wasn't there. There's a show at the Aule Cafe in DC, and so they're like, hey, our bassist isn't here, do you want to jump on stage? You're all here. And we were like, you know what, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so we played a couple songs. We kind of stalled for the bassist to get there, and then they played their set. I felt like that was a nice thing of us to do, because we're looking out for you. I think that's a big thing about this scene as well, and being in a band, being with other bands, and being friendly with other people, is that you're all there for each other, and there's there's not any judging, unless you're really mean. But most of these people in the scene are not.
Yeah. You told me previously that Arrhythmia also does covers.
We do covers.
I want to ask, because I find it interesting, because I can't play stuff without looking at lyrics or anything like that. Do you play by ear? Do you look at sheet music? What's the setup?
Okay, so usually what I do is that I pull up a tab. My favorite website to use, I'm not gonna gatekeep. My favorite website to use is called Ultimate Chords. I love it. I love Ultimate Chords. But if I can't find something on Ultimate Chords, I go on this other tab website, music website called Songster, because then you can play along with the music. There's a option that you can play along, and it's so cool. So I use that really to make sure I'm in tune, make sure I'm sounding right. There are times when we can't. For example, we play Cool Thing by Sonic Youth, and Sonic Youth is known for their extreme tunings, F sharp, crazy, C sharp, whatever, crazy tunings. So they would have their own guitars actually to bring along at shows, so they didn't have to spend a million, didn't have to spend a long time tuning their guitars. They just go bam straight into it. My bandmate, my friend Ida, I believe she uses tab, but I think she uses her ear a lot. She's very good. So for Cool Thing, we have our own version where we don't need to tune down. We're in E standard. It's pretty cool. And that's kind of, I don't know, for me it's a big deal, because I don't like tuning all the way down. But making sure kind of mixing, using online tab, playing it by ear, like something you feel comfortable with that you can make it your own is like how we cover, kind of.
That's cool. So you also told me aside from covers, you all have original tunes?
Yeah, we have right now we have one, but we know we're working on more. Just getting started. We have a lot of good things coming.
So I'm gonna dive into the final section called Behind the Song. Literally, like, I think it would be interesting to kind of just chat about this. Like, how does one write a song?
How does one write a song?
So, like, what does the brainstorming process look like?
Do you write poetry?
I would say I
Do you dabble in poetry? It's very similar. I would say whenever I write poetry, I have a mental image in my head. Not like not necessarily a mental picture, but it's like it could be a moment in time, it could be memory. Those are the same thing, actually. So I'm gonna say something that you're just really thinking about in the moment. It doesn't have to be serious, doesn't have to be like funny, doesn't have to be, oh, it has to be this, or my song's gonna sound bad. It can be anything you want it to be.
You said there's one original by Arrhythmia out. Can you like speak to what that's about or its meaning?
So Bulb revolves around it's kind of a story, and a lot of songs I write, they're stories. I try to incorporate the stories, into music, because that's what makes music cool. When music is more of an art for yourself rather than art for the public, like, it's gonna be controversial. Chapel Roan, her album, The Fall and Rise of a Midwest Princess, piece of art, masterpiece, love it. Her single, The Giver, I just have to say there is a distinct difference between the two, and I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna be like, I might hate you a little bit, but I'm not gonna hate too much on her. But she's an example. The Giver is like something that is done for the public. I feel like she didn't do that for herself. But compared to The Fall and Rise of a Midwest Princess, that is genuine, like, art for herself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a meaning. There's a meaning to that. Having your own yourself in your music is incredible. So when you're able to incorporate stories and able to like capture events and like do what you want with it and make it your own, then that's like all that matters. So Bulb is a story. It revolves around substance abuse. So I don't know, this girl, she's been like kind of neglected by her father her whole life, who has a substance abuse problem. And so the song is basically how she finally leaves to go to college, and she's out of there. She does not want anything to do with him anymore. So she's out of there. And ultimately that's what Bulb is about. I'm not gonna like specify. I'm gonna keep the mysterious aura around it, but it's kind of like you gotta listen to it to yourself, Like pull up to one of our shows, you can hear it live.
So aside from lyrics, what is the process of like, being like, oh, I think, the guitar should sound like a specific way here, or does that kind of just come to you, or do you kind of, do you also write lyrics with like a specific sound in mind?
So I have a problem with writing music because I have so many ideas. So when I want to like get set on an idea, I implement lyrics first, and that's sometimes hard for me because I don't know what to write necessarily. But with Bulb, for example, I personally, when I write music, I like intricate, like unique chords. I usually, when I play bar chords, I open all of the like the E string, the B string, and I just let it ring because I like the dissonance of it, and I think that's what makes the music unique. I also I like to play harmonics, just like on the frets, because it sounds cool. It's not like it's unique. I like the dissonance. It's something I like. I like the sound. Sort of give you like an example, like PJ Harvey. Where do I start PJ Harvey? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I started listening to PJ Harvey my freshman year, and the thing that caught my eye, thing caught my ear actually. I'm listening to music on the bus, and I'm like, whoa, it's just like not your average like rock and roll kind of. It's not rock. I would say it's a lot more artsy. It's like art rock more so. It's just I love it so much, and I maybe like play a song or something at the end, but her music is just it's intricate, it's dissonant, it's not your everyday kind of music. And her newer album is not new anymore. I recently saw her live, like, the beginning of the year. Um, she is like an actor as well, an actress. She moves around the stage, she tells the story with her music, and that's what I find so inspiring, is that people who can tell musicians, especially, who are able to express, like, on, like, kind of like a extraterrestrial level, you know? It's it's amazing. And honestly, that's what really makes me like her, is because she's different.
No, that's super cool. All right, as we wrap up, Caz, what do you want to tell listeners about the band?
What do I wanna tell?
Scene in general.
Just come to local shows. Listen to music. Express yourself, you know? Just don't be afraid to do that.
Is there any upcoming performances we might see?
Yeah, we actually, we're planning a free show at the Outlet Cafe in DC if you want to pull up. It's on April 11th. Doors are at 6:30.
And that's our show. Thank you to Caz for agreeing to be interviewed. Bull by Arrhythmia is the outro. And until next time, see ya!